Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the MCQ question and answer from the second unit of the DTSP. Okay. Already I posted the 4 videos for the subject DTSP. If you want to learn means I will give link for those videos in the description box. You can see. So now we are going to see about the second unit IAR filter design. Okay. So in this the basics about the IR filter design we will see. Then in the next video, the Butterworth and Chebyshev filter. Then the next thing, what are all the digital IR filter design techniques we will discuss in the successive videos. Okay. So the first one, you see, which among the following represent the characteristics of an ideal filter? Okay. So what are the characteristics of ideal filter? The constant gain in pass band, zero gain in stop band, linear phase response, all of the above. All of the above is the answer. So for ideal filter, it should have the constant gain in pass band. In stop band, it should have a zero gain. And it should produce a linear phase response. So these are all the characteristics of the ideal filter. Okay. Then the next one, dash is the response produced by the system for the given input as impulse signal. Okay. So for one system, if you are applying input as impulse signal, what does it mean by impulse signal? Del of n. Okay. If you are applying del of n as a input to one system means what is the output? Response means output. The output produced by the particular system. That response we are calling it as a impulse response. So sometimes this impulse response it may also written as unit sample response. Okay. So impulse response is the response produced by the system for the given input as a impulse signal. Then the next one, the impulse response of the system has finite number of non-zero value is called as dash. So depending upon the impulse response of the system, we can classify the system into two types. One is FIR, another one is IIR. FIR means finite impulse response system. IIR means infinite impulse response system. So here you see the impulse response H of n. Okay, the impulse response it is denoted as denoted by the symbol H of n. If the H of n of the system has finite number of non-zero value. So the H of n value may be 1, 2, 3, 2 like that. Okay, means here the H of n is having only 3 non-zero values. So finite number of non-zero value contains this particular system means that system is called as FIR, finite impulse response system. For example, if the H of n is equal to a power n u of n means the H of n value is available for infinite time. Okay, the H of n consists of infinite number of samples. So that system is calling it as a IAR system. Okay, so this is finite number of non-zero value means it is the FIR. The next one, the impulse response of the system has infinite number of non-zero value is called as IAR system. IAR means infinite impulse response system. The next thing, when the output y of n of the system depends upon present and past input as well as the past output means then it is called as dash. Okay. So the output of the system depends upon present input, past input as well as past output means that system is calling it as a recursive system. Okay, so there is a two category of system is there, recursive and non-recursive. Already we studied this topic in signals and system. If we want to learn more about this recursive and non-recursive system means, so in my channel the signals and system playlist is there. So in that I discussed this topic as a separate thing. If you want to learn, I will give link for those videos in the description box. You can see. Okay, so a recursive system means the system output depends on present input, past input as well as past output. That is called as a recursive system. Okay, the next thing, when the output of the system depends upon present and past inputs only means then it is called as a non-recursive system. The output, the present output only depends upon present input and past input. does not depends upon the past output means it is called as a non-recursive system. Okay. The next one, the recursive systems are basically characterized by the dependency of its output on dash. Okay. The recursive systems, recursive system means the system output depends upon present input, past input, past outputs. Okay. So you see, it depends upon present input, past input, previous output, all of the above, all of the above. It depends upon all these three. It is a recursive system. Then, which one is a IAR system? So here, four impulse responses given. H of n means impulse response of the particular system. So H of n equal to a power n u of n. So what does mean by a power n u of n? That means this H of n is expanded as a power 0. If the time n is 0 means a power 0, comma, if time n is 1 means a power 1, a power 2, a power 3, etc. up to a power infinity. Since the a power n multiplied with u of n. So in this thing, the impulse response is having infinite number of sample. So this is called as a IAR. But you see the remaining three, H of n is having only 5 sample. Here 5 sample, here 4 sample. So these three is an example for FIR system. So this is a example for IAR. IAR means the impulse response is having infinite number of samples. Consist of infinite number of sample means it is called as a IAR. Then the next one, which one is a FIR system? So you see, this is the IAR. This one is the H of n is consisting of only 5 sample. This one you see a power n u of minus n minus 1. This is also infinite sample. 2 power n u of n. This is also IAR. So which one is a FIR here? This one, H of n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This impulse response consists of only 5 samples. So this is called as a FIR system. The next one, the IAR filters dash. IAR filters are non-recursive, do not adopt any feedback, recursive, use feedback. A and D, C and D, A and D and B and C. So the IAR filters are recursive as well as it uses the feedback. Okay, so recursive means already you know the present output depends upon present input, past input and past output. So in order to take the past output, the IR filter need feedback. Okay. So IR filters are IR filter is a recursive and it uses the feedback. So C and D is the answer. Similarly, the FIR filters are reverse. FIR filters are non-recursive. So it does not need any feedback. Okay, so IR filters are recursive. FIR filters are non-recursive. The next thing, which type of discrete time system do or does not exhibit the necessity of any feedback? Okay, so which discrete system does not exhibit any feedback? Non-recursive system. So in order to design non-recursive system that does not need any feedback. Okay, feedback means in order to take the previous output. Okay, the dependency of the present output depends on previous output that needs the feedback. Okay, so which system does not need any feedback means the non-recursive system. The next thing, the IAR filter design. Okay, IAR filter design involves which one? Okay, so in the design of IAR digital filter, there is no direct method to design IAR digital filter. Okay, but in FIR, we can directly design FIR digital filter. But in IAR filter, in order to design IAR digital filter, first, for the given digital specification, we have to design one analog approximation using Butterworth or Chebyshev. Then we have to convert that analog filter into digital. Okay, that is the basic thing. So here you see the IR filter designing involves designing an analog filter in analog domain and transforming into digital domain, designing digital filter in analog domain and transforming into digital domain, designing of analog filter in digital domain and transforming into analog domain, designing digital filter in digital domain and transforming into analog domain. So B is the correct answer. That is, we have to design digital filter first in analog domain. Okay, so we can't directly design the filter in digital domain. First, for the given digital specification, we have to design in analog domain and transforming in it to digital domain. This is the concept used in IAR filter design. Okay. The next thing, the similarity between Fourier transform and Z transform is that. So what is the similarity between the Fourier transform and Z transform? Both convert frequency domain to discrete time domain. Both convert discrete time domain to frequency domain. Both convert analog signal to digital signal. Both convert digital signal to analog signal. So all transform is used to convert the time domain into frequency domain. So the Z transform and the Fourier transform, the discrete Fourier transform is used to convert the time domain signal into frequency domain. Okay. So this is the similarity between these two things. This the B is the answer. Then the next one, the S plane and the Z plane are related as. Okay, the S plane is nothing but the analog domain diagram, analog domain representation of filter. The Z plane is nothing but digital representation of the filter. So the S plane means Laplace transform, Z plane means Z transform thing. Okay, the S plane and Z plane are related as Z is equal to e power st, where t is a sampling time. So the variable, the Laplace variable s, the analog domain, Z plane Z is related by Z is equal to e power st. Then the next one, for the system function h of s to be stable. So all these questions already we studied in a signals and system. Okay, in Laplace transform, h of s means what is h of s? This is the system function or transfer function of analog system. Okay, the Laplace transform of the impulse response small h of t, it is called as a h of s. So one system, the h of s to be stable, what is the condition? The zeros lie in left half of S plane, 0 lie in right half of S plane, poles lie in left half of S plane, pole lie in right half of S plane. So the system is to be stable. So for the system function, all poles lie in the left half of the S plane. Okay, this is the condition. If that is pole means poles and zeros, already you know this transfer function h of s. The h of s can be represented as it's a ratio of numerator polynomial divided by denominator polynomial. Okay, the h of s is equal to some numerator value divided by the denominator value. The root of numerator polynomial is called as zeros. The root of denominator polynomial is called as poles. If all poles lie in the left half of the S plane means that particular system is said to be stable. Okay. Then the next one, what is the relation between h of t and HA of s? What is h of t? Impulse response of the system, analog system. HA of s is the transfer function or system function. So what is the relation between h of t and HA of s means if you are taking Laplace transform for this h of t, we will get HA of s. Okay. So what is the formula? Already you know the Laplace transform formula. The HA of s is calculated by integration minus infinity to infinity h of t e power minus st into dt. Okay, so this is the correct relation between the impulse response and transfer function. This is the Laplace transform formula. So in the remaining two things, e power plus st is given. Okay, this is wrong. The formula is e power minus st into dt. Okay, so you see this is the Laplace transform formula. Then next one, which of the following is a representation of system function? So you know the system function, transfer function, all are same only. So the system function, it is nothing but the normal system function, Laplace transform of that is the h of s, Laplace transform of output by Laplace transform of input, rational system function, all of the mention. Okay, there are many ways in order to represent the system function. Okay, one is simply output by input, or if you are taking Laplace transform of the output by input, all are system function only. Okay, the next one, for an analog LTI system to be stable, where should the poles of the system function lies? Okay, so already we discussed this question in a different format. Okay, for one, analog LTI system to be stable, what about the poles of the system function lie? Okay, already know all poles lie in a left half of the S plane. Okay, you just remember it. This is the very important question for one in order to design, in order to calculate the system is stable or not. If you are drawing pole zero diagram for that system function, if all poles are located in the left half of the S plane means that system is said to be stable. Then the next one, if the conversion technique is to be effective, the j omega axis in the S plane should map into the unit circle in Z plane. Okay, this is true or false? True. Okay, that is in order to convert that is the analog domain into digital domain. Okay, once we designed the analog filter, again we have to convert into digital filter using some transformation technique like a bilinear mapping technique or impulse invariant method. So in that, if the j omega axis in S plane should map into unit circle in the Z plane. Yes, it's a true. Okay, the j omega axis value is transformed into unit circle in a Z plane. This is the true statement. Okay. Then if the conversion technique is to be effective, the left half pole of S plane should be mapped into dash. Okay. So the poles in the S plane, left half pole should be mapped into dash means inside the unit circle. So already you know the analog filter to be stable means all poles lie in the left half of the S plane. Okay, you see this is the S plane diagram means if poles are located here, left half of the S plane means all poles are transformed into in the Z domain within the unit circle. Okay, in terms of Z transform, which one is a stable system? If all poles are lies within the unit circle means it is said to be the stable system. So in order to convert the stable analog into stable digital filter, the left half poles are mapped inside the unit circle. Okay. This j omega axis value is mapped on the unit circle. That's the thing. Then the physically realizable and stable IR filter cannot have the linear phase. It's a true. The physically realizable and stable IR filter cannot have the linear phase. The linear phase is not necessary. Then the next one, what is the condition on system function of a linear phase filter? Okay, so in order to design one linear phase filter, what is the condition on the system function? If one system is a linear phase filter means the system function, it should satisfy the condition, this one, the h of z is equal to plus or minus z power minus n into h of z inverse. Okay, if one system satisfies this condition means that system is a linear phase filter. Okay, then the next one, what is the order of operation to be performed in order to realize the linear phase IR filter? So in order to realize the linear phase IR filter, what are all the steps we have to follow? So these are all the four things given. One is passing x of minus n through digital filter, time reversing the output, time reversal of input signal, passing the result through h of z. Okay, so this B is the correct answer. The first one is 3. This is the first step we have to do. That is the input signal x of n. We have to make time reversal. That is we have to find x of minus n first. Okay. Then that x of minus n is passing via digital filter. This is the second step. Then after passing that one, we have to the time reversing the output. Okay, this is the third step. After obtaining the output, we have to take once again time reversal we have to make for the h of z, then passing the result through h of z. This is the fourth step. So these are all the order of thing we have to do in order to realize the linear phase IR filter. Okay, first one, we have to make time reversal of input, then that time reversed input is passed via digital filter, then we have to make time reversal of output, then passing the result through h of z. The next one, which of the following methods are used to convert analog filter into digital filter? So these are all the design techniques of IR filter. Approximation of derivative, bilinear transformation, impulse invariant, all of the mention, all of the mention. So all these three techniques, approximation of derivative, bilinear transformation, impulse invariant method, these are all the techniques in order to convert the analog filter into digital filter. Okay, so these are all the design techniques of the digital IR filter. Then the next one, which method is not suitable to design? Okay, not suitable to design IR filter. Bilinear transformation, impulse invariant method, approximation of derivative, frequency sampling method. So the first three is a design technique of IR filter. But fourth one, you see the frequency sampling method. So this is the method in order to design FIR, finite impulse response filter. This is not a method, suitable method to design IIR. Okay. The next one, an IIR system with a system function h of z is equal to b of z into a of z is called minimum phase if dash. Okay. So which IIR system is called minimum phase means all poles and zeros are inside the unit circle. If one IIR system function all poles and zeros are inside the unit circle means that system is calling it as a minimum phase FIR filter. Sorry, IR filter. Then IR filter with the system function h of z is equal to b of z, a of z is called mixed phase if dash. Okay, mixed phase means not all of the zeros are outside the unit circle. If it satisfies this condition means that system is called as a mixed phase. Okay, the FIR IR filter whose system function is defined h of z is equal to b of z into a of z is said to be mixed phase if the system is stable and causal. So the poles are inside the unit circle, but not all zeros are outside the unit circle. If it satisfies this means that is called as a mixed phase. Okay, that is minimum phase means all poles and zeros are inside the unit circle. But a mixed phase means there is the necessity, not a necessity that all zeros are outside the unit circle. The next one, the most common technique for the design of IIR digital filter is dash. Direct method, indirect method, recursive method, non-recursive method, indirect method. There is no straight design procedure for IR digital filter is not there. Okay, first we have to design analog, then we have to convert into digital. So that is the indirect method is only available. The next one, in the design of IIR digital filter for the conversion of analog filter into digital domain, the desirable property is dash. Okay, so while converting analog filter into digital domain, what are the property we have to follow? The axis in S plane should map outside the unit circle in the Z plane. The left half of the that is LHP means left half plane of S plane should mapped into the unit circle. Yes, the left half of S plane should map outside the unit circle. Wrong. Right half should map into the unit circle. Wrong. Okay, so the B is the correct answer. While converting analog to digital, the left half pole of S plane should map into the unit circle in order to make the stable filter. The next one, the IIR digital filters are of the following nature: recursive, non-recursive, reversive, non-reversive, recursive. Already you know the IIR filters are recursive filter. That means the output, present output depends upon present input, past input as well as past output. Okay. In IIR digital filter, the present output depends on dash. Present and previous input only, present input, previous output only, present input only, present input, previous input and output. This is the correct thing. Okay. Then the next one, which of the following is best suited for IIR filter when compared with FIR filter? Okay. Lower side lobe in stop band, higher side lobe in stop band, lower side loop in pass band, no side loops in stop band. When compared to FIR, the IIR is why best suited means lower side loop in stop band. Okay, lower side loop in stop band. This is the greatest advantage of the IIR filters. The next one, in case of IIR filter, which of the following is true? If phase distortion is tolerable, more parameter for design, more memory requirement, lower computational complexity, higher computational complexity, lower computational complexity. Okay, if the phase distortion is tolerable, uh, why this IR filter is, which one is true means the lower computational complexity. Then a causal and stable IR filter has linear phase, no linear phase, linear amplitude, no amplitude. A causal stable IR filter has no linear phase. Okay, so these are all the basics about, okay, so basic question about the IIR filter design. Okay, in the next video, so we will detailedly discuss about the Butterworth and Chebyshev analog filter design concepts. Okay, in the next video, we will discuss about the different digital IR filter design techniques, approximation of derivative, bilinear transformation, then matched Z transform, and so on. Okay, so these are all the some of the questions about the IR filter design. Okay, so thanks for watching my channel, and please subscribe my channel for more videos. Keep watching and share this video to your friends also. Thank you. We will meet in the next video. Thank you.